Hi, I'm going to try to walk you through how I do an ombre. First, I base painted my cup. I used spray paint. I use glitter glue to do my glittering. So this glitter glue is pretty thin. I painted on there. You don't want it to be too streaky because obviously if you put glitter over streaky glue, it's going to have streaks in your glitter. So you're just going to want to paint it on there and get it as smooth as you possibly can. Now I use mostly Crystal products. I did use spray paint to base paint the cups you're going to see today, just because it was easier for me to do that. And I had a couple days that I could let them sit and gas off or off gas, however you want to say it, before I had to get started on them. But if you're new to Crystal products, if you are going to use spray paint, you do need to wait 24 to 48 hours before moving forward with Crystal products after you spray. The good rule of thumb is if you can put the cup up to your nose and sniff it and you don't smell the spray paint anymore, you can move forward. I'm using Peachy Olive glitter, and that is Ermagerd. I love that glitter. It's super sparkly. I've watched a lot of ombre videos, and I just kind of do a mixture of different things that I've seen people do, and that kind of works for me. No one way that I've tried worked. I had to throw an extra couple things in there. And you got to be patient with it. It's not something that you can just do and you quickly do it and it's done. You just got to keep looking at it and doing different things until you get it blended like you want it blended. I use a pair of scissors to tap off the top of the cup. That way you get that excess glitter off. You'll notice here that I put a little bit too much glue on the bottom of that cup, which made it kind of goop up there. So I'm using my finger to pat it down. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm making cups, there's always going to be something that happens that I'm like, oh crap, now how do I figure out how to fix this? My black glitter that I'm going to use for the top is Batman by Peachy Olive. Now, I have noticed that black glitter has a tendency to dull under clear coats, so I mix 357 Magnum or Jedi into my black glitter, and it makes it sparkle. Underneath the clear coats, it's still going to sparkle and look awesome. So basically, anytime you're going to use black glitter, if you mix in some silver, it'll look good. So here, I'm just kind of holding my cup at an angle. I'm sprinkling from high above to try to figure out how to get those to blend. Somehow I ended up editing out where I glittered with my black glitter, so I apologize for that, but I did glitter using the Batman. You'll see here that I'm just trying to go back and forth on it with this white, trying to blend into that black. This is a really hard color combination to get a good ombre on. It was requested by someone, and I immediately thought, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I played with it, sprinkled glitter, tapped it off, even tried to do a mixture on some of these cups of half and half of the glitter colors so that I could sprinkle those over the lines that forms on the cup. Now with this glitter glue, I use that for my initial glittering. Then I spray E6000 pump spray all over my cup. Then I do a second glittering. And I don't wait in between. I mean, after I glitter, I immediately spray it with E6000 and then I glitter again. I've never had a problem doing that. So here you see I'm trying to use that black again to just kind of blend those lines. Now you're going to get some of that black glitter down towards the bottom of the cup. You're just going to when you try to mix black and white together, but it ends up looking really pretty. Sorry about the background noise. I've got kiddos running around and my phone's beeping at me. So once I get it blended as well as I want it, then I'm going to spray it with E6000 again for the final time to let it just set that glitter in place. And then I put it on a stand and I let it dry completely, usually about 4 hours. So here you see me painting on the glitter glue again. This was another color combination that I wasn't too sure about to start with. I'm using Cool Mom from Peachy Olive, as well as Regina George at some point, and Wazowski. She wanted hot pink and lime green. And I'm tapping off again. Now I'm adding my green Wazowski. I love Peachy Olive glitter. They all sparkle so much. They're just gorgeous, high quality, wonderful glitters. If I could have every single one of them, I would. I have a couple of other glitters that I've gotten from, what is it, Sass and Crafts, Glitter Guy. Even just recently I ordered some from Glitter Chimp because I'm going to be doing a Milky Way tutorial using crystallite products. A lot of people have asked about that, so I'll be doing that soon. I'm waiting for that glitter to come in. So again, I'm holding my cup at an angle and I'm just trying to get that line to blend. That's the Regina George. It's a finer glitter than the Cool Mom, so I'm just trying to fill in some gaps. So I showed you the E6000 there. So I went over there to my trash can and just sprayed the crap out of it. I don't show you that on the video just because I have to walk away from the video in order to do it because I can't spray it right there at my workspace. You're really going to want to try to spray it outside if you can. I have a bunch of it coated on the floor by my back door over there. As you can tell, that dull coloring of my floor is from me spraying E6000 over there. Definitely need to do some deep cleaning in that area of my craft room. So what I noticed after I put that the Regina George on there, it just wasn't blending like I wanted. So I poured a little bit of Cool Mom and some of the Wazowski in a cup, and I mixed it together. And then I'm going to hold that up, hold my cup from an angle and hold that cup up in the air. So I lightly sprinkle it out and just pour it over top of that line there to try to blend those two colors together. And it worked really well. Sometimes I can get an ombre done without having to mix the two colors together, and sometimes I can't. You just got to play with it. There's no perfect way. Each cup's going to be different. Colors are going to meld together differently. And here I just went back over with just a little bit more green. And after I get it exactly like I want it, I will spray with the E6000 pump spray. And I'll let it sit on a post to dry for at least 4 hours. With that glitter glue, you only need to let it dry for 2 hours before you can move on to smooshing. Those of you who don't know what that is, it just means that you're going to take that cup and put parchment paper around it and roll it back and forth to try to get your glitter as flat as possible. And you're going to do that prior to starting your BT layers. And another tip I can give you, when I'm putting my very first coat on, I know with Crystal Lac you're supposed to put really light layers on, But my first layer that I put on my glitter cups, I mean, it's kind of thick. I put a good amount on there, and the glitter will soak it up some. Now, of course, you don't want it dripping off, but what I'll do is I start the glittering or start the BT process at the top of my cup, just going back and forth. Then I get down to the middle part where the two colors blend. Then I do the bottom part. So on the first time I layer, I don't want to mix any of those colors together. And while the E6000 is supposed to stop you from making your glitter move around, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I do it one section at a time on my first coat. Then when I go back and do my following coats, I don't have to worry about it. So again, I've put my glitter glue all over this cup, and now I'm going to start to glitter. I'm using Regina George Cool Mom as well as Athena on this cup. Athena is my absolute favorite glitter from Peachy Olive. It is a beautiful mixture of gold and some other colors in there. It's perfect for leopard cups. I love it. Now, another tip, I tried to use Flippin' Awesome paint and mix it with some pigments and make my own pink when I started this cup. And I got this weird shadowing effect underneath my glitter because that pink just was not bright enough to go with that super bright neon pink. So I had to go and find some neon pink spray paint. And once I used that, I didn't have that problem anymore. As you can tell from the video, it goes on really well. This isn't actually an ombre. This is kind of a swirl, I guess you could call it. She wanted hot pink on one side with some gold swirled around it that's going to have some leopard spots on it. I also used Midas too, which is a finer gold. So when you're putting glitter on a cup, you're going to want to use your chunkier color first, and then you'll come back with a light color that's finer, and it'll fill in those gaps. And that Athena is a custom mix that Peachy Olive does, so you're not going to find it anywhere but there. Now you'll notice here I got some of that pink knocked off onto my Athena. I just used my brush, brushed it over to the side, and brushed it into a cup. That way I didn't mix those colors really badly. There's still a tiny bit of pink mixed in that Athena, but it's not enough that it's really going to make a difference. So I just got the majority of it out and put the rest back into the bottle. Y'all have to excuse my dirty craft shirt. I think all of my shirts have BT and glue and all kinds of stuff on them now. So I'm spraying with my E6000 again, but you didn't get to see that because, again, it's over there by my trash can. Now I'm going back on here and putting some Cool Mom on again. I really like that glitter. It's a little bit translucent though, so you're definitely going to have to use it with another pink, which I did with Regina George. Also love the names that she picks out. They're pretty funny. So my process is I glitter, I spray with E6000, I glitter again, I spray with E6000 again. I let dry for 4 hours, then I spray it again, and an hour later I do my mooshing, smooshing, however you want to call it, and then I start my BT. That's how I do it. I'm sure you'll notice in a lot of the Crystalite groups, everybody does it a little bit differently. That's how I do it. Here I mix some of that Cool Mom and some of that Athena together, and I'm going over that line just to blend it a little bit better. I love blended lines. I don't like harsh lines. They bother me. And those two colors together are gorgeous when you mix them together too. and I've never had any problems using the E6000 as much as I do. Another tip for that is to make sure that you pull your nozzle off, clean it out really good in some hot water before you put it back on. The next time you go to use it, you might have to like scrape the glue film off the nozzle. That E6000 pump spray is a pain in the butt, but it works wonderfully. And here you see the three after they have been sprayed the final time and smooshed. And now I'm ready to start my BT layers, and there you have it, my ombres. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.